I remember when I did Cam, I remember getting up and I turned back and I look at my Cat, and I look at my producer and he's shaking his head. I'm like, oh man, we done messed up. What people are upset about is that for some reason people come to me and I don't look at them with judgy eyes. I have no predetermined notion or preconceived notions, and they open up to me. Right. That's what they're upset about. I didn't know it was gonna cause this kind of ripple. I didn't think it was gonna move me in the direction. I'm glad it did. I understand what comes along with that.
Y'all, it looks like the drama is about to blow up in Club Shay Shay, and no one is talking about it. Recently, Shannon Sharpe revealed that his show is allegedly getting banned as some higher-ups are unhappy with its influence. Since Shannon has been dropping bombshell after bombshell on his show about Hollywood secrets, some celebs, including Oprah and Tyler Perry, are actively trying to take it down. This drama is getting spicier by the day, so let's get into it. 1. Shannon Sharpe getting hate. Kat and Monique. You might not know, but recently, Shannon Sharpe made a shocking appearance on Cam Newton's, and no one was ready for the tea that he spilled that day. So we all know that Shannon is a star NFL player, but afterward, he got into podcasting. His Shay Shay podcast has been racking millions of views recently, which has allegedly upset many people. With his podcast popularity flying sky high, people started to assume Shannon might be a journalist. But Shannon finally spoke up about the misunderstanding, stating that he was just a conversationalist and no journalist as people made him out to be. Anyway, while debunking rumors about himself, he grabbed the chance to set the record straight on other accounts as well. He claimed that ever since he started speaking about all the things happening behind the scenes, he has faced a lot of criticism.
What people are upset about is that for some reason people come to me and I don't look at them with judgy eyes. I have no predetermined notion or preconceived notions, and they open up to me. Right. That's what they're upset about.
Shannon revealed that he was apprehensive about a lot of things Kat exposed using his platform, so much so that he was allegedly worried about his life. However, he powered through the hate and disturbance in order to unveil the truth behind the glitz and glam of Hollywood. Now that no one has actually come out to claim that Shannon was in the wrong to let other people speak, they're coming out after him, claiming that he had directed them to speak out like that.
I didn't think it was gonna move me in the direction. I'm glad it did. I understand what comes along with that. But if you remember, he said it. He said, this is going to put you in another dimension.
While airing out his challenges, he revealed that an insider in his community had tipped him about the forces that were working against him at the time. He hinted that people started moving as soon as that episode aired.
Now they're going to come for you. I said, can't come for me for what? I didn't say anything.
Right.
He said, they're going to come. And they're going to say a lot of different things. And they're going to be some people that you thought you might be able to get that they're not going to come now.
Shannon claimed that there were so many people who had reached out to do an interview. However, when he followed up, it turned out that they were not interested anymore. Shannon hinted that he had an idea who was blowing up all the opportunities for him, but they didn't want to deepen the beef at all.
Vitriol to come, especially from some of the people, and I'm not gonna say we were friends, but I'm saying we were cordial, we were friendly towards each other. Some people that I've kind of helped behind the scenes, and to see them attack.
So you might all remember that this year actually did not end up being very good for most of the alleged gatekeepers of the industry. In case you missed it, Cat Williams has been reigning the media in the past wake of his earth-shattering revelation that took place on the Shannon podcast. Kat's revelations had a devastating impact on Oprah's philanthropist persona that marketed her as the gold-hearted queen to the public.
No way. In a whole different realm of business. Oprah coming next.
Kat alluded that he would establish a place for truth in this industry by exposing the deets of Oprah's astronomical success. Now listen, during that time, Oprah was getting a lot of heat for underpaying Taraji P. Henson for The Color Purple movie. While carrying out his expose, Kat hinted that Oprah had a long history of underpaying artists to exploit young talents. He called Henson's interview the saddest thing ever, stating, "It was the saddest thing ever, because imagine being in your genre, your sub-niche, whatever it is. Imagine being in your lane. Imagine being one of the very top of your lane to the point where if they don't take you for the role, there's not 3 black actresses that they can say are bigger, than you that we gon' give this to. Imagine you being at that point to have to humble yourself and say, they not paying me, y'all, and they not making my pay go up because I'm doing better or nothing. It don't matter to them that I'm famous and people know me. Or nothing. They want to pay me exactly what they pay in The New Girl, and I've been suffering under it for a decade now, and just taking it. I've just been getting whooped, but I just come to say this is wrong. We should be ashamed, but this is a country where we don't pay the teachers, and then we say the kids is the most important thing. You can't have both of them. Well, the one downside to going super viral is the criticism from those who could never do what you have done. And while some criticism could be warranted, some of it is baseless. Okay, so people instantly attacked Sharpe for not stopping Cat Williams while he continuously slandered their favorite comedians. And some were offended a viral interview happened with a person who is not a real journalist. With that in mind, Shannon took time during his Nightcap podcast with Chad Ochocinco to address the chatter. Shannon took the criticism with a grain of salt, saying, "Sometimes the only success they get to taste is taking a bite out of you. Leave him alone. I'm doing what I'm doing." Obviously, 27 million people thought enough like, "Oh, he's sitting down with cats." Word of mouth. Maybe they saw a snippet or something. Maybe I need to sit down and watch this. It's 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 5 seconds. When was the last time somebody sat down for a non-sporting event, 2 hours and 46 minutes and 5 seconds, and watched and listened? Sharpe also responded to people who wanted a seasoned journalist to interview the comedian. "I told you when I first started doing this, I said I'm going to try to bring you some of the biggest celebs, entertainers, and athletes I can bring. And I'm going to allow them to have a conversation and maybe tell you something or share something with you that they never said. That was it. I never said I was a journalist. I never professed to be a journalist. I'm an entertainer." So yeah, that happened. Anyway, in retaliation, Shannon decided to bring one of the most controversial celebs of all time, Monique. Listen, Monique revealed that it was two of the most famous elitists that have turned the wave of her career because of their personal vendetta against her. 2. Oprah and Tyler Perry. When Shannon invited Monique to his platform, she referenced Williams' interview, claiming that the two of them are non-biological fraternal twins because of their shared need to tell the truth. So Winfrey was an executive producer on the independent drama, which was directed by Lee Daniels and also starred Gabrielle Sidibe, Paula Patton, and Mariah Carey. Despite her refusal to campaign during awards season, Monique won a host of accolades for her performance, including a Best Supporting Actress Oscar. During an interview, Monique questioned Winfrey's position in the black community, saying, "When people ask me, 'Monique, do you hate Oprah?' No, I love Oprah Winfrey. I just want her behind to come back black. Come back black. You know what I mean by that." In an attempt to call out Oprah for her shady antics when it comes to black entertainers, she said, "Don, you can run the list down. I'm not going to waver my words. Black women will have these conversations privately about Oprah. They'll sit around and talk about her. I've been there. I've heard the stories. Everything I'm saying to you, I've said to Oprah Winfrey. Me and Oprah Winfrey had conversations face to face, and she had no words. She had no words for me, because what Oprah Winfrey is not used to is anybody saying anything to her, especially about a black woman. See, there are white women that have had these conversations with me about Oprah Winfrey. So I'm not saying these things to bash my sister, because she's still my sister. But what I'm saying is, Oprah, come on back home. We got the light on for you. Come on back home." So Monique's problem with Oprah and other Hollywood elites began when Monique took the stage during Cat Williams' comedy tour and said, "F you Oprah Winfrey, F you Tyler Perry. I'm too mother effing old to be scared of this bees. I'm too old to be intimidated by this bee. I'm too old to hold this mother effing truth." Monique's troubles in the industry surfaced when she refused to promote her film, Precious, for free at the Cannes Film Festival. Interestingly, Oprah also played a crucial role in Monique's predicament, as she was also one of the producers of the film. She said, "I said, Oprah, I'm doing a talk show. I'm doing a comedy tour. I have a husband and I have babies. I have a little bit of downtime and I'm going to take advantage of it. So I'm not going anywhere because I'm not obligated to go anywhere. I've done my part." So we mutually agreed to disagree. That was it. Next thing I know, I'm considered difficult and hard to work with. When she won the Academy Award months later, Monique declined to thank Daniels and Oprah during her acceptance speech, leading to an extensive feud, during which the actress alleged that she had been blackballed from the industry. Monique told The Hollywood Reporter, "I felt the same injustices and inequalities that all black women who come to Hollywood before me felt. Oftentimes people call that anger. They call it bitterness. They call it unstable. They give it all these titles except what it really is." And guess what? Monique's fight for justice did not end there. Even at the cost of her career, she has been calling out Oprah nonstop. She has openly claimed that Oprah had betrayed her in the worst way possible, and she is not going to stop talking about it. I'm not saying she hasn't, but I've never heard Oprah Winfrey talk about the inequality of black women in Hollywood. So when you got to running down these movies, baby, that's a payday. What does that mean? What are you really going to do for black women? And she could say, I don't have to do nothing. I don't owe nobody nothing. You're right, but damn if you don't owe me an apology, because privately you told me I was right. Publicly you said nothing, and you watched a black woman, you watched me get thrown under that bus. At the time of the Precious incident, Monique was having a hard time as Oprah and other people on the team were trying to force her into doing a press campaign free of charge. She reiterated that Tyler tried to deceive her into doing the campaign by giving her false hope about millions that will come in afterward. It's important to keep in mind that Monique was young and inexperienced at the time. It was also her first major project. The actress explained that Tyler wanted her to waive her rightful compensation for future projects that have not even materialized yet.
Listen, you may really want to consider promoting this film, because if you get nominated for an Oscar award, your next film is $3 to $5 million.
Luckily, Monique was not easily manipulated. She knew the wage gap in the industry was real and did not want to miss out on her fair pay. The comedian stood firm in her stance, saying,
Tyler, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. Where do they pay those type of salaries, brother? I said, what I cannot do, Tyler, is work for free.
Monique highlighted that she wasn't the only one getting the shorter end of the stick. She explained that black women are so devalued in the industry that when someone gives them a little over their previous paycheck, they get happy. For those who don't understand, Mon was referring to Taraji P. Henson's statement where she said, I think the industry knew I was talented, but it's about money. Are you bankable? I had to continuously prove that. I've been trying to prove and improve. I was asking for $500,000. I didn't get paid that until I did my first Tyler Perry film. And get this, the word has it that Shannon has been promoting Monique's side of the story to his peers, which, as you can expect, has not settled well with the two hotshots involved. While Tyler and Oprah were both responsible for Monique's descent, Oprah went a step further to allegedly take revenge on Monique. So Oprah slapped Monique with her trauma when she has hosted the comedian's family on her now-defunct talk show back in 2010, shortly after her Oscar win. Just so you know, Monique's eldest brother, Gerald Imes, confessed to emming the star over the course of several years, from when she was age 7 and he was 13. While Monique has publicly discussed the A, she told Winfrey that she did not want to be a part of the show when approached by the billionaire. She did, however, give her blessing for the interview. The sentiment changed when the episode aired and Monique saw that her parents and other brother were also included in the show. I tried to be respectful. I tried to call you first. When she had my family on her show, I tried to call you first. I tried to talk to you privately, but then you became the great mighty Oprah Winfrey, and you were too busy to talk. Well, now I'm going to talk about it. This woman has overstepped with me in so many ways. So with Tyler and Oprah working against her, it looked like all doors had closed on her. However, it was Kevin Hart who reached out to her with an opportunity. She claimed that Kevin said, I'll tell you what, let's move past that Tyler Perry not wanting to revisit their past grievances, and Mo, let's move past that and let's do some great things together. I'll partner with you. I'll executive produce with you. You just let me know what you want to do. However, Monique alleged that Tyler pressured Hart to drop the opportunity. Monique claimed that prior to not wanting to do international press opportunities for Precious, she had never been labeled difficult. I've never complained about the $50,000, the amount she earned for a role in Precious. I did everything I was supposed to. It was when they started asking me to become a slave. It's when Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey asked me to do work for free. It's when they started doing the bidding for whomever the gatekeeper was at the time. You might be wondering about the reason Monique did not take legal steps against the duo. Well, Monique claimed that after she sent the audio of a private conversation between her and Tyler Perry, the civil rights leader Al Sharpton responded, "What that man did to you was wrong, and you're like my daughter, and we're going to have to get him to fix that." We didn't hear from Al Sharpton for 6 months. The next time we saw Al Sharpton, he was on a podium talking about, we don't need to fly commercial because we can fly Tyler Perry's private jet. I said, that's why maybe I'm not hearing back from him. Anyway, when Tyler witnessed that Monique's voice was making him look bad, he immediately called Monique to call for negotiations. That's good, right? Not so much because Tyler wanted to exchange one apology for another. Monique alleged Perry told her, What I did to you was wrong. Then he calls back and says, I will meet with Monique, but not with her husband. And then she had to apologize to me and Oprah Winfrey for saying we had anything to do with ruining her career. Now that was recent. In a vulnerable moment, Monique explained that she did not want to say yes to Tyler's demands because she had seen what happened to the women who didn't raise their voice against injustice. She said, so I understood by then that when you sacrifice everything for a place called Hollywood, you wind up being by yourself. I know the history before me. I know those stories. And not only did those women die broke, they died broken-hearted. They died lonely because they gave everything to a business, and in the end, it gave nothing to them. Fans are right beside Shannon on this one, and they claim that Oprah and Tyler are getting uncomfortable by Shannon's approach, and that's why they are trying to take him down. If all of these celebrities, if there is no truth to anything that's been said by Cat Williams or any other person on his channel, on his podcast, then they would brush it off. They would be threatening him. But when if it's the things and it burns and people get defensive and act out and start threatening and yelling at the other person, it's because they just got exposed and they got called out on their BS. Another added, everyone knows what the things they do, and it's sad and sickening. So ain't no need to blackball anyone anymore, when we all know who the bad apples are. O, T, D, and LD. So sad how your own people will turn on you. And that's it for today. See you in the next one. Goodbye.